come home all worn out, smelling just like perfume and lipstick on him mouth. Roll with the punches, make him think you sleep. Then he start the snoring, that's the time you creep. He could be a short man, ain't gonna be too loud. Make sure when he show up, he battery then charge. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When your man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. One day you got current, the next day you don't. Tired of the foolishness, man, I need something work away from me all the time. Hear this? I know some people out there think I should hold my tongue, but why should you just sit back and let them treat you wrong? You ask him for a chocolate, and every time it melts, get your own chocolate and feed it to yourself. 6 pence for the good things, 6 pence for the bad. When you had this good thing, didn't know just what you had. Don't let them have you waiting, cause you ain't no waiter. Y'all don't even stress out, get a generator, get a backup generator. Something on the side, that's right in your pocket, something you can hide. When your man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Flip the switch, girls, feel the fire in your wire, let it take you higher. This is my favorite part right here. Don't worry about the shock, cause that's the best part. He'll always make you twitch every time he starts. Just keep him on standby, ready to kick in. Cause when your man see you smiling, he'll wonder where you've been. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When them man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Boy, this music sweet. Makes me wanna vibrate and shake. Sweetness, weakness. Come down, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Right on it. Get a backup generator, something that won't quit. Just keep the motor running with lots of spark in it. When them man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Get a backup generator, something on the side. That's right in your pocket, something you can hide. When them man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Get a backup generator, something that won't quit. Keep the motor running, lots of spark in it. When them man them joking, tell them catch you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Right on it, right on it. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
gonna marry me. But she run away. She promised she'd be faithful to me. But she scheme on me. Say she take all my money. She take my car. My virginity is with her now. Now going crazy. Can't even sleep. Can't even eat. I don't want to drink. I should've listened to mommy. I should've listened to papi. Man, this girl had the heart to take my ring. I nearly married the Garland. 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 Wreck and scrap. Oh yeah. Skull the boat. See the roach? Mash the roach, man. Y'all ready again? Here we go. Said she promised she gonna marry me. Oh yeah. Then she run away. Man, she promised she'd be faithful to me. Oh, yeah. But then I catch her with Stevie. Say she take all my money. Oh yeah. She take my car. Oh yeah. My virginity is with her now. Oh yeah. Now I get a little crazy. Oh yeah. Can't even sleep. Oh yeah. I can't even eat. Oh yeah. Don't want nothing to drink. Oh yeah. I should've listened to mommy. Oh yeah. I should've listened to papi. Oh yeah. Man, this girl so cold she take my ring. Oh yeah. I nearly married the Garland. Watch it for them wolf and she float now. I nearly married the Garland. Clean on the outside and the devil on the end. I nearly married the Garland. Man, she's the one who proposed to me. I nearly married the Garland. Now I got a new girl. So girl, wine, 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 wine. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake. Go down, 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 down. Oh, come up, 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 up. Oh yeah, wine, 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 wine. Come on, yeah, shake, 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 shake. Go down, down, oh, go down, down. Come up, 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 up. Now freeze. Yeah, y'all thought we was finishing. Everybody, clap your hand. That's it. Come on, jump with your style. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stern, 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 stern. To the bow, 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 bow. To the port, 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 port. Now stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Oi. Stern, 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 stern. Now bow, 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 bow. To the port, 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 port. Now stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Music. Oh yeah. Skull the boy. You don't know how to come style? Let's do the come style. Come on. Knock on Johnny, knock on one. Knock on Johnny, knock on one. Knock on Johnny, knock on one. Knock on Johnny. Now freeze.
Livingston, hey, mine Livingston, I and I hear la 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 la, I and I hear la 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 la, don't mind Livingston, don't mind Livingston, I and I hear la 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 la, I and I hear la 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 la. Going down Bremen Road, going down Bremen Road, going down Bremen Road. I can't lick nobody, don't lick nobody, don't lick nobody, don't lick nobody, don't lick nobody. Going down Harrow Road, going down Robinson Road, Going down to Michael Road, I can't lick nobody. Don't lick nobody. Don't lick nobody. Don't lick nobody. Don't lick nobody. Bullfrog dressed up in soldier clothes went to the river to shoot some crows. Crows smell fire and they all fly away, Lord.
A dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company, The Foundation with Howard Grant. Another day, another dollar. Holla! It's a beautiful day, guys. Grateful to be in your company. Always being able to really be excited about sort of a new concept and a new approach to being able to do some things here in the country. I am grateful to be with you. If you want to be able to call in and jam with me, I'd love you to do so. The numbers you can be able to hit me up on today, 827-0111. Just found out yesterday about, I was thinking Meridian, but there's another system. And DDI or DID or something like that. I don't know. Got to call somebody from Batelco, one of my reps or whatnot, or Alive. I don't know who is best to be able to serve me in this, right? But we're going to find out. If you're out there and you're in that kind of a space and you know about what's what, please hit me up. Text me. The text number 827-0111-0111. Grateful to be in your company. Grateful to be in the land of the living. I got to give God praise for all of these things because truly some fellas ain't with us. These fellas that say, yeah, man, I'm around Christmas time. And they never make it. They never make it. My God, I can't get no amen. Yeah, we can do that round this. We can hit that up round this. And they never make it. So I am grateful for the opportunity that the Father has given me to be here with you and to jam. I think I had a couple of things on the table. Today is Wednesday. We were supposed to have the Honorable Minister of State, Lisa Ramming, sit with us this week. And she hosted something last week, and she said that she had to take a little time off. Something happened. So we're going to be able to look at her and, wait for her to be able to kind of recover and sit with us, right? We just heard from Demetrius. He was supposed to be one of my first guests that I actually had on for some of the tribulations that he's been going through. But given the fact that this is something new to his body, we're finding out that he has to do more doctor visits. So that was rather difficult with what he's done. It's dialysis. He's doing dialysis, and this is sort of a shock to his system, new to his system, essential for his survival. And so he's doing dialysis in these particular stead and these spaces. Now, they haven't sent me anything, and Demetrius is sort of industrious, go-getting type guy. So I know that, I'm hoping that he wouldn't be offended if I ask persons to be able to go to the GoFundMe page. He's been helping people for such a long time. He's been assisting people for such a long time. I want to ask you to help him. I want to do that. I want to ask you to be able to assist him. If you can. If you can't, then, we ain't talking to you necessarily, right? But if you can, I'm asking you to donate to his GoFundMe. I'm sure if you can be able to pull up Demetrius Funny Man on Facebook, you can be able to find it. And I have a link that I can be able to send to you if you hit me up 827 Howard, send me Demetrius thing, right? No problem, right? Demetrius is a great guy, man. He is a great guy, and he's given selflessly to the development of our country. And with those acts, he's even found his life threatened. I sat down to his event the other day, and boy, one piece of cussing them woman walk out there with. Oh God, they cuss him. They cuss him. Whee! Cuss him. Right? This was the Mother's Day event. He decided to be able to assist persons. Now, this was a single father. I think his wife passed away. If not, nonetheless, he's a single father with a few kids. I think 2 or 3 kids. And he was taking care of the kids by himself. And he found himself in this kind of a precarious position. And Demetrius reached out to him, found out about him. Demetrius says he has this sort of a method that he goes and asks your neighbors and asks some persons to be able to watch you and see your actions and blah, 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 and all these particular things. It's just peculiar because political organizations do the exact same thing, right? Nonetheless, in doing that, he scoped out this guy, and I don't know if it's like Willy Wonka, and he kind of, he boiled it down to, whoever, right? But nonetheless, he identified this gentleman for Mother's Day, right? And I'm sitting in the front because he got me sitting in the front. Nah, listen, I really didn't shaky because these plastic chairs. I say, Jesus, oh, let the chair break. Oh. He's a little chair, right? So I'm sitting there, and I sitting there, and I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Demetrius is hilarious. He was there telling us about his mother. And he said, Mommy, every Sunday, Mommy sitting down there singing gospel music and cleaning the house, smoking a cigarette, right? I laugh so much. You would not believe how much I laugh. And his mother was so, she was upset. Like, how you could say something like that about me? I could say something like that about me. So this whole thing was just kind of poured out. And when Demetrius made this announcement about the fact that he's going to be able to support a man this Mother's Day and being able to assist him with the children that he has to ensure that everything is taken care of, this woman jumped up in the back. This Mother's Day or Father's Day? You mix up it. What? I said, Miss, this ain't your things. Listen, Bahamian people, they will cuss you, right? Quickly. Because everybody came in there jubilant. The tickets was $50 to get in. And I'm sure he couldn't break even. With the amount of washers and dryers I saw on that stage, he couldn't break even. He could not. He couldn't. Not for the tickets that were sold. This place had to have been sold out. And him to get sponsorship to not only break even, but to be able to find a small profit to take care of the persons who volunteered or whatever he did. And so I'm looking at this, and he started to raffle off some stuff, start to call people out the crowd, start to do this. And women just started to go up and just, listen, I want something. And I was like, whoa. He's been doing this for a while. He has endured these level of cussing as we walked out. Because it's just a happenstance. He called me up and he gave me a television, right? He said, Howard Grant, come up. We won't be able to give you some. Won't give you something. So I said, no. I didn't hear this woman in cussing. No, I want that. No, I won't get in that. Hey, you ain't gonna put me in that, right? And then, because I want him cuss me extra, right? And this big man, you give him this thing, then I ain't none of that, right? So he said, Howard, come for the thing, right? So I went up, got the thing, and just so happened, they raffle off. They put a raffle in the thing, right? Just so happened. They put a raffle in the thing. And in the midst of putting the raffle, they shake it up. Somebody put their hand in the bag. My wife wins a deep freeze from the thing. She wins a deep freeze. Oh, God. We had 2 things. We didn't know what to do. We never win nothing yet. All these years we living. All these years we was together, we never win nothing yet. But tonight, well, we didn't come for anything, right? I just wanted to show up because I told Dimitri I would come. We didn't come for anything. And buying a lie, we won something. When we was walking out, I carried in the freezer, put in the freezer in the back of the truck. When we was walking out, I would never spend another dime with this man. I ain't win a damn thing. Cuss it, can on bad, walking out. I ain't win nothing. Nothing. You think this man right? I spent a whole $50. He'll never see nothing again for me. If this what he got to go through to be able to lend a helping hand to the community, my God, God got to bless him extra special. And for what he's endured and what he's been going through for this particular time, I ask that you help him out. Demetrius Smith, check him out on Facebook. Auntie, you've been sending me some stuff. I don't know if you listen to me, but Auntie been sending me some stuff about Dimitri, and I'll pull it up and let you know exactly what it is, so you can be able to see that, and we could be able to take it from there. Right? All right, guys. Today's a great day. I have a guest going to be coming in with me today. Should be coming in. Ambassador Devin Rose supposed to be here with me today. So I don't know. I don't know whether or not this is just a fashionable entrance. I don't know. But I asked him to be able to be here. He said that he would do that, and we could be able to see those things, right? Over the past couple of days, we've been having good conversations. The conversations actually increased significantly. Yesterday, I got some information that some constituencies have been chosen, right? Some constituencies has been identified. Some constituencies have been chosen, and I want to talk about it just a little taste today. Just a little pinch, nothing to talk about, nothing too heavy. Just a little pinch. I want to talk about that today. All right? Yesterday, I received some information that there was a proverbial swap between the established, what we knew that was going to happen, and okay, so let's do this. The information is about the Free National Movement. Okay? The Free National Movement is identifying the strength that they have within the organization and trying to be able to retain that, strategically placing persons in various constituencies to ensure that, I guess that they could be able to work and make some things happen. And so we would have heard for some time that Heather Hunt had been scouting and canvassing the constituency of Freetown. Now, there was a shift that came about, and then Heather Hunt's name popped up in Bambootown. Now, this was after Renwood Wells was asking whether or not he would get the nomination in this particular constituency. Renwood, I still waiting on you. Right? This was after Renwood Wells was asking whether or not he would get the constituency nomination for Bambootown. And so he put himself forward, and very vulnerable, right? Especially knowing the history associated with that his allegiance in the eyes of many FNMs may not necessarily be to the party, but rather to the former leader, which is Hubert Minnis. And even if they are far off, it's not a hard assumption to make. Hubert Minnis has skyrocketed his career. And even though he was tethered at the hip to Andre Rollins, the opportunity for him to be able to elevate and to move up, he took full advantage of that. This is Renwood. Renwood presented himself even after defeat. He was going through some medical issues, was able to become stabilized and operable again. He could operate. He could move. He's good for whatever his issues were. There's been a lot of talk in the country about what it is and what it ain't. I'd let him speak if he wishes to speak to those particular things, but I wish not to be able to amplify any allegations or speculations of what it is and getting into people business. Nonetheless, we're sitting in this position, right? Renwood Wells, with all knowledge that people already view him in the light of a supporter of Hubert Minnis. And to some extent, from a political standpoint, even an imp. Not in a bad way. Yeah. You are one of Hubert Minnis's yes men. Not in a bad way. I don't mean this in a derogatory manner. This is the public perception and what has been said about you. This is not what Howard is saying. I'm saying to you, this is the collective consensus in many corners about how people perceive you and your allegiance to Hubert Minnis. This is just perception because nobody know your business and nobody know exactly what's what. Nonetheless, you've committed yourself to trying to be able to get the constituency of Bamboo Town. We know the party wasn't going to give you nothing. You know the party wasn't going to give you nothing. But nothing beats a fail but a try. Yeah. The only way that you can beat a failure is to at least try. And so you gave it the college effort, you gave it your best shot. And the party has soundly rejected you. We knew this would happen. Nonetheless, Heather Hunt was scouting Freetown for a while. So she's in this position of being able to try to find herself nominated. And it's a peculiar thing. I don't know. I mean, she hasn't... I like her name. I like the fact that she is a woman and she's always been able to be tenacious, vocal from a political standpoint, and proud of a political heritage and position in the organization. I like that. I always like that about her. But as it relates to the winnability, she doesn't necessarily have the best track record. All right? There is a level of allegiance internally in the organization that persons can always ascribe to a particular individual, and they would always afford you an opportunity based upon your allegiance. And Heather Hunt has had a significant allegiance to the organization and to leadership. All right, more specifically, Michael Pintard in this particular capacity. Now let's talk. Heather Hunt scouting Freetown. We thought she was going to get Freetown. Then there were conversations about the possibility of Shannon Cartwright going to Freetown. That didn't necessarily happen. Heather Hunt was still anchored in that particular position. I understood that she had been kind of canvassing the ground and doing her thing in Freetown. Then she moves from Freetown, or she's moved from Freetown and goes to Bamboo Town. I didn't know whether or not this was solidified. I told Lincoln Deal. Now, he ain't gonna like this. He asked me to come on the platform. The platform's wide open, my brother. If you want to be able to join me, I'd love you to do so. With clarity. He and I just had a sort of a casual run-in and a conversation with each other. It's like we bumped into each other. We just started to have this kind of a conversation. And he called me one day. And so if he called me, that means, I don't know. He want to talk? Okay, let's talk. The Free National Movement will not give you the nomination for Kalani. I tell him this. What you mean, Howard? I said, Dr. Minnis will beat you. No, Howard. What you mean? What you talking about? You don't know what you're saying, because I have been in this constituency for a long time, and I've been the person here responsible for this, and this, and this is what he's telling me, right? I've been the general. I've constructed these things. The relationships that are forged in this constituency is not as a result of Dr. Minnis. This is what I've been doing, and the team and I, and blah blah blah. Okay. I don't say that to offend you. I'm simply saying to you, the Free National Movement is not going to nominate you in Kalani. You know that, and I know that. Well, Howard, you're going to have to make up your mind. That's what he says to me. Howard, you're going to have to choose a side. Who you going? What? People keep telling me I have to make a choice and choose a side. choose a side, sir. I choose Jesus Christ. Amen. I can't, sir. What? And I choose my children. I don't have nothing to do, no PLP, no FNM, no nothing. I don't have to choose nothing. And so this is the kind of a posture that I was in. Anyway, as I said, they did not give him the nomination. I knew once Michael Barnett's name came up in that particular constituency that it wasn't a good look. We were agitating very quietly and very softly about the possibility of being able to see Dwayne Sands in that particular capacity, right? And we thought that this would be a very good move. Anyway, long story short, Heather Hunt moves from Freetown, goes to Bamboo Town. Lincoln Deal, after serving more sauce than you could shake a stick at in Kalani, he sauced them children right out. My God. he had events and everything like that. It was very good. So he's moved from Kalani over to Freetown, right? Ratified. Can't say that name no more. Ratified, right? And then now we understand that Heather Hunt will be moved from Bamboo Town to Elizabeth. And Dr. Dwayne Sands seeks to get ratified in the constituency of Bamboo Town. I don't know if I like Bamboo Town for you. I don't know if Renwood Wells runs independent, you're going to have a difficult time in Bamboo Town. This may be your last hurrah from a political standpoint. If Renwood Wells runs, and I can't tell you Renwood can win, but I could say to you that if Renwood Wells runs in Kalani, if he runs in Bamboo Town independent, and he's able to squeeze, because Bamboo Town has always been a progressive constituency as it relates to being able to look at the candidate as opposed to being able to look at the party. If you remember, Bamboo Town was a lot of the deciding factor for the DNA. It was Renwood, it was Brandville. I can't remember who the FNM was. Who the FNM was in that constituency, right? So we had DNA, FNM, PLP, and Craig Butler ran in that constituency one time. You remember that? That was crazy. And Renwood came out on the edge. Renwood, just like Vaughn Miller, ran with the PLP one election, came back as an FNM the next election, and he won again. Twice. Then, by the third time, after everything was said and done, he was finished. Now, I don't know whether or not he is able to solidify those relationships, not to the political allegiance of the organization, but to himself. And if he was able to absorb those relationships and be able to say that Renwood Wells cares, Renwood Wells will provide you an opportunity, that could be able to mean 600 to 750 votes right off the top. If Renwood Wells grabs 750 vote, Patricia DeVoe can get her regular vote, well, if she runs, because she hasn't indicated whether or not she would do this. But if she gets in there, boom, COI can grab maybe about 300 votes. Dwayne Sands, you lose again. Bang. And I don't know whether or not Heather Hunt, especially in this late in the game, the only thing that many of you could be hoping for is that, like the other night, what happened? There was an 8.8 earthquake off the coast of Russia that caused sort of a global scare. And there were tsunami warnings everywhere. Did you hear about this? Right? There were tsunami warnings everywhere, right? Japan, China, especially in the coast area, there was just some tsunami warnings everywhere. You're looking for a political earthquake, and you're hoping for a tsunami, a wave, to take you into victory. I don't know whether or not that's going to happen. I can't predict that it's going to or not. But based upon the elements that exist out there, I don't know whether or not this is going to happen. So these are two seats that are questionable at best for the Free National Movement. Let's talk a little taste of politics. I want you guys to get into the conversation with me. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on the YouTube. All the information's in there. You can be able to see me and see all those stuff. Let's jam. Let's have a good conversation. I want you to be a part of it. 827-0111, 827-0111. When we get back, my guest is in-house. We're going to have a good conversation with none other than Ambassador Devin Rowe. We're going to be right back after this.
That's mama's remedy for all the body ache. She just can't sit around, get stiff and out of shape. It's like a spice of energy that break and spread. In the morning and noon, in the evening too. Break and spread. Late at night just before the news. Break and spread. Boy, this time we can't refuse. You'll get your bottom bruised. Say, lick it, boy, till you snooze your news. Break and spread. I wish my daddy was here to see. Here's a lot, here's a lot. This breaking and scraping she putting on me. Here's a lot, here's a lot. We reckon scraping secrecy, tell our secret must be real. She says that bring back memory. Can I lick that rhythm, please? All this up to you is break and scrape. Break and scrape, yeah, break and scrape. That's mama's remedy for all the body ache. She just can't sit around and get stiff and out of shape. It's like a burst of energy that break and scrape. Break and scrape, yeah, break and scrape. That's mama's remedy for all the body ache. She just can't sit around and get stiff and out of shape. It's like a burst of energy that break and scrape. Where you get energy from? She got break and scrape in a bone. She said that break and scrape make this house a home. Way down in the soul. We wake and scraping for the young and the old. That's the young people now, that's the young and old. That's my rhythm. Saturday evening when the sun goes down, when family and friends they all come around. But before they reach it and
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. Grateful to be in your company, jamming with you on this beautiful Wednesday, hump day. You guys are out there, make sure you pick up your papers, and the Realigner will be out next week. Hello? I can't get no amen. I can't get no amen from you. The Realigner will be out next week. God spare our lives. So today is Wednesday. So by Monday, as you're rolling out, you should be able to pick them up in various stations and places. All right. It'll be a nice sticker. Put the sticker up. It'll show you what the Realigner is sold here. You can be able to put that sticker up. Let the person see that sticker for me, please. No, that's not the sticker, sir. That's not the sticker. Well, the Realigner sold here. You could be able to see this, and you see this. This is the logo. My daughter looked at the logo, and she said, "Is this the F&M logo?" I said, "Girl, if I don't slap you right now, you stupid." I don't know how they associate these things, right? See that in the back there? Yeah, so that's sort of a dove on the inside, right? And a fire around the dove, right? There's a couple of things going on there. But nonetheless, this is the Realigner newspaper sold here. You can be able to get your copy, therealigner.com, therealigner.com. You can be able to find that and get the information right there. And so you'll see that at the door or other spaces at these particular places. And we will be jamming. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about being able to get these things done. And I got to get some rocks. I got to call you this weekend, get some T-shirts. I got to call you today, actually, get some T-shirts to be able to put my guys in. Realigner sold here. And ask me about the Realigner or something like that. We could be able to get those pictures out and get those things done. So that's that. I want to introduce you to my guy, man. He's been on with me for a while. He's been talking with me in various spaces and places and being able to talk to him about faith and a sense of consistency in those areas. Guys, we're on TikTok also. So TikTok, if you could see me, I know you could see all the wires at the bottom. It doesn't allow us to send it through the system. So you can be able to see the raw footage of this particular thing. But nonetheless, we're still having a great opportunity, great time. And you should be able to hear us very clearly in this particular space, right? So we can do what we can to fix this TikTok thing, right? So we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. Okay, so we're getting on Instagram, right? And we're on YouTube, right? So we're on all the platforms that you could imagine. I didn't know whether or not LinkedIn was important, right? Should we put it on LinkedIn? Should we put it on X? I don't know. I don't know about the audiences that exist in that particular space, right? So all the traditional, accessible platforms that persons talk about, we're here in Bajaman. Ambassador Devin Rowe, say good afternoon to the people out there, my brother.
Good afternoon, Bahamas and world. It's good to be back.
And world, because, we're on the internet now. I just want to let you know that. Mm-hmm. We're all about here talking all over the world.
Global.
Talk to me about some stuff, man. Some things have been going on in the country. And when we left off, I just started to talk about Dr. Dwayne Sands. I know you don't get real political and what these particular things is, but it's peculiar to me that we've made a commitment in a particular constituency, and when we find ourselves defeated more than once, we make a decision and a determination that we should move from that space to another space.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking. I thought that he almost had a navel string situation there in Elizabeth.
No way. Navel string.
No,
They must dig up that property where the navel was buried.
not literally. But I guess, what's the saying? If you keep on doing the same thing, expecting a different result, it doesn't speak too much to, I guess, the case of wisdom. But I heard your commentary on the move, and definitely I think it would be a challenging situation.
We can never say impossible, but
Right.
from a calculated standpoint, it's improbable based upon the historic value that exists in these particular areas, based upon the sentiment that exists with these persons, and how we've identified Elizabeth as a constituency that goes with commitment, goes with this kind of what you bring to them on a consistent basis. And so we look at that constituency, and I don't believe that that'll do well.
I'm going to say something. I hope it doesn't shorten your whole venture into this, but I'm just going to shoot for the jugular. I think politicians, in assessing the electorate, have concluded that, by and large, the voters are not really ideas driven in their mind,
They aren't.
and you can tell by
They're emotion driven.
you can tell by, here's the marker. The marker is examine closely opposition politics over the last 20, 25 years. For pretty much the entire time, oppositions sleep during the 5-year period, and they come awake around about the 4th year.
We are potentially 1 year out from a next general election.
Indeed, and this is when
Right.
opposition politics begins. I'm not knocking this particular opposition. I'm saying over the last 20, 25 years. Please put that in context. That I think opposition politics in the Bahamas is lazy to an extent, and that we wait for that marker because and in their defense, pretty much from 2000 we've been playing this swing to the left, swing to the right, swing to the left, swing to the right, and I think politicians, those who are not driven, they're kind of just expecting things to fall into their lap, and they're hoping for the people who support financially to give big donorship, because whoever has the biggest pocket, the inner circle joke is who has the biggest pocket, we can automatically win. And hopefully, and like you said, there's now a lot of people hope for a wave to just sail into the parliament. But I think it's going to change in short order because more people are being educated. We're sending more and more people away to school. I mean, a sad part of that is a lot of our babies are not coming back home because they don't believe that there's opportunity. I challenge that all the time, as you know, because my thing is the whole world is trying to come here while we're trying to leave. There must be something good here in the Bahamas to fight for and to stay for. But I believe the more educated the electorate becomes, the more demand the electorate is going to start putting on our politicians. That's to the right or left. I don't have a horse in the race. I am nonpartisan. And so I fight for the Bahamas. I fight for our success. I fight for the impoverished. I want to see a government in place that looks out for the small man, who's not about simply lining their pockets, but wants to help people. And the kind of money we've had come through this country in the last 10, 15 years, I don't think anybody should be hungry.
Well, let's do this. The Progressive Liberal Party has identified their grouping. You see, when we started our venture, and I give everyone this example. We, like I told you, Ambassador is the vice president of what we're doing with Righteous Realignment. And so we had good conversations, right? We've been talking about this sort of an idea of how we can do some stuff. And with that, the idea of being able to sell papers, and because we're selling papers, it's going to be $1, guys, right? The idea of being able to sell papers, push papers out, a lot of conversations popped up all over the place. persons were talking about the content and how you have to make it gravitate to a lower bar and ensure that it's salacious. Identify because people were saying, "Oh, people miss the punch," and so you want to make it like this and put a little grapevine in the back there. And hey, that's just not what this paper is going to be. This is not what this paper is going to be. Well, how much you can sell? Okay, well, maybe I don't sell 400,000 papers every week. Maybe I don't sell 250,000 papers every week because I don't have a naked girl on page 3. Yeah, let's have a real conversation.
Right.
This may not necessarily be for you. It's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not making the paper for everyone. I'm making the paper for you. And you know who you are. When you pick it up and you identify it, when you read it, when you absorb it, when you say, I like this. I like this information. I like the content. I like the direction that you're going in. Out of the 400,000 people, let's just say it's 10%. 440,000. Let's say it's 5%, 20,000 people who've committed that they're going to be able to purchase the paper on a week-to-week basis, who support what we're doing. Not just being able to pick up the paper, but whatever else we're doing. 20,000 people is good for me. It's okay with me. It's a niche market that we're going to be able to supply to. Good content, consistent for growth and development, because the idea is that we speak directly to leaders. We believe that our leaders will pick up these papers, will tap into these shows. We believe our leaders. And our responsibility that we've identified is to be able to encourage our leaders. We got to inspire you, we got to encourage you, we got to provide you information, insight, being able to show you what's happening around the world, so forth and so on. You just got to be able to deal with that. And leadership has to know that this also. Sometimes you don't have to bow to the greater bad, because they're seeing the greater good. You don't get to bow to that. You don't have to yield and kneel to this. Oh, God, I didn't want to do this, but I guess I got to do OnlyFans to survive. Now you naked on the people internet and Jesus watching you, all angels watching you, everybody. For what? For what? Your idea of survival that you need $120,000 a day?
Right.
I don't need it that bad. I just need to do the purpose that God has called me to be able to move with passion, to move with determination, and to let you know those things. Now, we drifted far to get to that point, but the point is that you just got to know your audience. That's it.
But you touched on something very important there. You talked about leaders. I had a face-to-face conversation with Dr. Miles Monroe years ago before he passed. And he was sharing with me how so many persons in America wanted him to bring his conferences there. They said, Dr. Miles, if you bring your conference here, within 2 years, you'll probably be the biggest thing in America for sure. Which is quite probable because he was very popular, even without taking his conferences there. But he said to me, he said, Devin, I know my assignment. And my assignment is to influence the minds of leaders.
That's it.
And he said, but watch this though. He says, when I impact the minds of leaders, hundreds or maybe a few thousand in my conference, they go back and they impact tens.
That's what the
hundreds
idea
of thousands,
is.
Millions.
That's what the idea is.
On a consistent basis. He said, this is my assignment. So when you said that just now, you reminded me of that conversation, because the aim is, if we influence the influencers, we got the masses. If we influence the influencers, and something I said, I think maybe on your show a few years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, I came on, I remember saying that the intellectual class of our country are too far in the background, just checking for feeding themselves, empowering themselves, and not reaching out to help people. I kind of threw that blow at the College of the Bahamas turned University of the Bahamas for years too, that we need our intellectuals to start weighing in. Why aren't you speaking about some issues that when you speak to it from the halls of academia, it will get more respect and more attention, not being seen as a political objective? We need to speak to some things. You see us imploding economically. You see the masses struggling to keep grocery in their homes. But at the same time, on the outskirts, it looks like Hollywood. It looks like millions of dollars, which is actually happening, passing through. we need a greater level of involvement, greater level of philanthropy, a greater level of checking for the masses.
Political organizations have, for the most part, they wish to be able to attract all.
Mm-hmm.
The PLP has recognized something just through observation. The PLP has recognized something. This is where the point was at the top of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily go for all. They speak with a language that speaks to the heart of a specific demographic in our country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their sweet spot. They stay right there, right in that nice little sweet spot. They're right there.
Mm-hmm.
They come on the stage and say grassroots.
Yeah, indeed. And they've done a good job at it for years.
They tell you, even if you right here out here sitting down, middle class, living on the outskirts of the island, making more than $65,000 a year, and you have to ask yourself, am I grassroots? I don't, because you support the organization.
Right.
And so you put down any kind of uppity mindset that you have, this accomplishment that you have, and you seek to be able to get down with the boys, get down with the crew, get down with everyone, because the language that exists in this space that says grassroots, the PLP knows how to attend to them significantly. Yeah. And so while the FNM, whether or not deliberate or otherwise, have also catered to a class of people in this society.
Mm-hmm.
And that class has been upper middle class.
I agree.
By default, they have catered to the upper middle class. And the reason why they've been identified as the foreign direct movement as opposed to the free national movement, right? Foreign national movement as opposed to the free national movement is because a lot of their policies over the years, it presents as though it's designed strategically for external assistance as opposed to internal assistance. And I only give one example. The freedom of information, what the thing name, right? The bill where they afford you an opportunity to be able to get out there and expedite everything from the ease of doing business and all these particular things. Oh God, I forget what the name. Anyway, it slipped my mind just now. It slipped my mind just now, right? But the Free National Movement has created these opportunities for persons to be able to ensure that they can come into our country, and they don't have to wait on long lines. The commercial enterprise bill, right? That they could come into our country with the commercial enterprise bill. They don't have to wait on long lines. If you're not expedited these particular things within 2 weeks, we'll be able to ensure that automatically you get these things taken care of. We do this, we do that. All these things are done from an external standpoint, and there's no consideration given for the fact that people have to wait for 6 months to be able to declare a piece of property. This is crazy. For 6 months for you to be able to look at something from town planning, or 6 weeks, is too much. It's too much. And you look at us with the expectation that, all right, you could wait if you ain't got no money. Because even the populace, the working class people, expect a tip.
Yeah. Tip culture.
So expedition, you are paying to be expedited, that you don't have to wait. The system has designed us and designed this thing in such a manner that we have to wait. That's it. And if you don't have time to wait, that means you got money to spend.
Yeah.
If you want it that bad, there's how much it can cost you. Bang. And that's the kind of position that they've placed us in. They got to be able to do better than that. Talk to me about it.
You touched on a big thing there. I mean, I think is a mindset situation in our civil society where everybody's looking for something from anywhere except above the table. Many shows over the years have addressed this. It's something that we really need to confront and break out of our culture, because a part of our preamble is we're supposed to have an appreciation for industry, which carries the sense of an appreciation for work, a good day's labor. I work for my wages, not I walk around and I drink tea and I gossip all day and I look for, maybe I serve 2 or 3 people and I get a tip for my kindness to them. No, we need a professional mindset.
Sound like a job I know.
We need a disciplined professional mindset if we're going to shift that culture in our country. And until we do, watch the tie-in. Until we do, we will not put a demand for a different level of production from our politicians. When they see what we embrace.
And this is what they're going back to.
Yeah.
Politicians are not here to espouse, project, and provide vision. That's at the top of the conversation.
Right.
Politicians are not here to provide you vision. They're providing you subconsciously an idea of the retention of the comforts that you currently have.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If Elizabeth is comfortable and I've provided you this particular comfort, ensure that I'm going to retain that and you're going to be good. There's no great expectation. We keep talking about this. No one's looking for success. No one's looking for that big thing. No one's looking to be able to break out of this. They're looking to ensure that you could put a couch in the hamster wheel, that you could be able to put the comforts that we want, the creature comforts that we like in this particular cage with us.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we exist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunate. So when you start to talk about what politicians should do, if you are a politician that can be able to speak with vision, shut up. Just for now. And when you get in, do your thing. Say what you need to say to be able to retain this particular position. Show them the bare minimum. Because as soon as you show these people your hand, oh my God, this boy, he trying to come for my job, eh? That's the leader of your organization.
Yeah.
That's the leader. I had to learn this kind of a grueling thing.
Mm-hmm.
That the way I speak, the ideas I have, it could be scary to men. Because the only thing is stopping me from being able to achieve those things is capital. And if they let me into certain spaces, I would be able to access the capital.
Yeah.
And when I get the capital, they become obsolete.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody can kill themselves.
See, you're talking about being visionary, and people have already acclimated to the system and seeking to benefit within a system. So when a visionary emerges, whoever the person is, yourself included, you are a disruptor. And people don't, well, at the beginning, people don't look to support and empower disruptors.
I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
There is the COVID-19 shots that we were taking. The
Mm-hmm.
issue that those shots had is that as soon as it hit your system, the white blood cells just went to work on it and fought it off.
Mm-hmm.
Right away.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first trials. You remember the trials that they keep trying this, it wouldn't work. They keep trying it wouldn't work. They keep trying it wouldn't work, right? Then they put sort of a membrane around whatever was supposed to be able to hit your system.
Mm-hmm.
This membrane was a facade. It was fake. The system had to amalgamate and acclimate itself to whatever this membrane was, sort of a gel around the medicine that was supposed to go into you,
Mm-hmm.
the vaccine that was supposed to go into you. And so by the time as the system, as your white blood cells already work off the outer exterior, then bit by bit, the vaccine could have been able to find itself in your system and amalgamate, and it could be okay, right? Instead of the quick rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my point. There needs to be, you need to layer this vision that you have. And I tell you by experience. You need to layer this vision, this hope, the purpose that you've been called to. You have to layer it and find yourself in the system. And when you get in there, shed that and execute accordingly because you're already in. The issue that we have in this country is that people try to kill you like Herod in the basket, in the womb, at birth, and never let you be able to fully realize your dreams. And this is the issues that we're having in this country. We need to be able to recognize that there is a purpose on our lives. A great deal of us out here sitting down with purpose on our lives. And you keep saying that nobody want to hear me. I gone to this one, and this is my cry also. I've gone to these people. They don't want to hear me. I'm not going to die, but I can keep trying. I can keep trying. And never amalgamate yourself and reject the idea of being able to try and say, well, I might as well just go back into this. No, because that's death for sure.
Well, there's a big learning curve that visionaries must overcome. The resistance is actually good for us. The resistance is actually good for us.
Yeah. Let's build muscle.
Thank you very much. There's a story told of a little boy who saw this caterpillar in the yard. He couldn't wait to see the caterpillar become a butterfly. So he thought to himself, I want to help this caterpillar. Gets a razor. He slit some little small holes into
I never heard this story. This little boy is wild. I like him. Go ahead. Let me hear it.
He gets a razor and slides some cuts into the caterpillar's cocoon. So within a short while, the caterpillar is able to burst out of the cocoon as a butterfly, and it stays right down the ground, flaps, and then dies. The little boy is devastated. He said, I helped the butterfly to come out. He goes to his father. He said, why did this butterfly die? He said, what did you do? He told him how he cut holes into the cocoon, and the father said, oh no. What happened? He said, the struggle that the caterpillar has to get out of the cocoon is what strengthens its wings so that it could fly. He said, you thought you were helping it, but you helped to kill it. This is why resistance is good, because a lot of people detour and even give up in the process of being fought to break through, not realizing that fight is good for building your strength to carry the vision past the threshold. So it's a matter of seeing opportunity in every crisis. And so, because I've had so many breaking points in my life where I wanted to either give up, and then until I learned the lesson that, hold on, if I'm prepared to give up, then maybe I wasn't called to do it. But if I'm called to do it, that fight is motivation to get past.
I think about Paul.
That barrier line.
I think about Paul on his mission and the sort of conviction he had with being able to walk to being able to get to his mission. And even with the detraction or the distractions, even with the snake bite, even with these, whatever happened.
He was fully persuaded.
I cannot die before the mission is done.
I cannot die before the mission is done.
I cannot.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And a lot of persons are concerned about their life. They are in the gym. They're trying to eat goji berries and drink apple cider vinegar and do all these things just for the preservation of life. But they've never focused on the purpose that they've been called to, nor their spirituality.
You know why visionaries are called or are mocked and called silly and dreamers? It's because they see the end from the beginning.
Of course.
Yep. And nobody else can see it but them. So a part of our
because if you could see what I see, you'd be like, wow, this is crazy.
They be running. They have to right away. I won't be a part of this.
Yeah.
So the visionary, because they see the end from the beginning, they have to learn how to possibly release what they see in bite chunks, so that people can actually digest it little by little. But it teaches us to articulate it in a certain way, and pivots have to be made, because some people will say if you shut on too much, they'll be like, you crazy. You are crazy.
Especially in this society.
Yeah.
This society that has trained us and conditioned us to be able to stay in your lane, stay in your role, stay in your position. And the new colonial masters, the neo-colonialists, who've taken over to be able to ensure that, and they've placed their gatekeepers at strategic locations to tell you to stay in your lane, stay in your position, stay in your role. These are the persons that create struggle, but it feels like this cocoon, which is, sort of the concrete or the glass ceiling, we can't burst through it. We can't burst through that to be able to smile, to be able to fly, to be able to spread our wings. But I'm here to tell you that there is a crack. You remember in the 80s and the early 90s, there was a conversation, the greenhouse effect. There was a crack in the firmament. This is what they said. There was a crack in the ozone layer. And greenhouse gases were escaping out of the ozone layer. You remember this foolishness that was telling us?
I remember very well.
Right? Yeah. This is our proverbial crack. And I believe that this crack that we've identified in this glass ceiling that is the Bahamas is going to expand. And if we believe, we could be able to get up out of this.
Let me throw you back into your hardcore politics topic. What do you think are the top 3 issues that will determine the next election? And what are the areas where we need to hear clear vision concerning these 3 areas?
Okay.
I mean, this is really free consultation you're giving the politicians right now, but go ahead.
But let me take a commercial break and get back. 3 things we can be able to talk about those things. I got your answer right here, and we're going to be able to talk about it. Remember, we're going to talk about what the PLPs identify and how they empower their niche, their audience. And if you're speaking to your audience, what does your audience want? Let's talk about that. Quick break. Going to be right back after this.
impact the outcome of the next election? And what kind of vision do we need to hear to address those issues?
Okay, so let's just be very clear about some stuff. The these cables. So let me know if you can hear the audio. Hit me with a thumbs up, please. And we're jamming on right now. Just let me know, all right? So let's just be very clear, all right? Now, the question is, because I know you didn't hear, somebody text me, Howard, no sound, Howard, no sound, Howard, no sound. All right? Hit them with the question again.
All right, so the question is, what are the top 3 things that you feel are going to determine the election results? And what kind of vision do you think the people need to hear to convince them?
Okay, top 3 things that's going to determine the election results. Now, the Progressive Liberal Party has done an amazing thing over the course of their history over 70 years. They have identified in this country the people who they wish to help. Okay? All right? Okay. They have identified who their audience is over the past 70 years in this country. Okay? They made no bones about this. They weren't indifferent about the fact that when they came out, this was for poor people. This was for the underprivileged people, the cast aside, the segregated people, right? They made no bones were made about the fact that this was for the over the hill. None. The formation of the Free National Movement, which was initially the Free PLPs, who indicated that the persons who would have left the PLP because they would have left from their doctrine and their commitment, their focus to be able to do these things, formed their organization, and they forged relationship with the then UBP. I don't know if you remember these things. So the FNM has elements of the UBP wrapped in it. So their agenda is not that of the agenda of the PLP. The PLP has always identified those persons who are struggling, who didn't have legacy money, inheritance, all these particular things. They are for the common man who the only way that he or she can survive is by being able to pull up their bootstraps. This is where the PLP has identified themselves. Mm-hmm. Okay? They've catered to that audience and they've developed that relationship over the course of time. In fact, their survival is hinged on that relationship. Can I say that? Mm-hmm. The reason I say that is because for the turmoil, the speculations, the allegations that has been levied against the PLP, the concept and idea of corruption, if you had not catered to a specific audience that pushed past that and said, you empowered me, you gave me an opportunity when I didn't have one for myself, you're a man, and we don't expect you to be perfect. Just try again, do better, and keep moving forward. That's been the love-hate relationship between the populace and the PLP.
Do better.
They say, well, we don't like what you did, but we ain't gonna go against you. Mm-hmm. That has not been the Free National Movement. The Free National Movement said, we don't like what you did, we're leaving. Every time. The spirit of the dissident exists with the Free National Movement. They say, we don't like what you're doing, we're leaving.
So that's it. That's in their foundation.
That's in their foundation. That in their DNA.
Very good.
That in there. No pun intended. That in there. That in there.
All right, good.
When they disagree with you, they gone.
Gone. You're not sticking to it.
They don't talk it out. They don't try to be able to figure it out. They disagree with you. They're gone. They starting a new Zion Baptist. They starting a new one. And they want members to come with us today. Indecent. Anyway, this is what happens. Because the PLP has been able to forge relationship and the way that the country has expanded over the course of time, now 400,000 people or more in this country, based upon the last statistics, we can be able to identify that a great deal of people are coming out of schools, and a lot of persons are even losing jobs. And as a result of these particular things, they need to find an opportunity. There's deprivation in this country, and there is a relentless barrage of commercials and there's sort of an idea of being able to, and commercialism that has gone to the minds of the Bahamian people. We can have a real conversation. I can break it down. I just have to take off my ring and thing like this when I think, and I don't know why. But anyway. Yeah, because, I couldn't type. I can't type with my ring on. So I say this to you. As a result of the relationship that was forged, as a result of the environment that has been charged with conditioning and this sort of commercialism, as a result of everything from an external standpoint that says, you ever watch Little Shop of Horror?
Mm-mm.
You never watch Suddenly Seymour? Suddenly Seymour. You got to watch Little Shop of Horror, right? As a result of Audrey 2 saying, feed me, Seymour. That's the society that we live in. If you know the reference, you know, right? You got to watch Little Shop of Horror, right?
Okay.
So there was a plant that came out of space, and he was insatiable. He would eat. He just wanted to eat. He got so big that he just couldn't eat things anymore. He started to eat people. This was a
horror?
It was a musical. It's a musical horror.
Okay.
But it was hilarious. It wasn't like what you think, right? So
before you finish Bill, why don't you list your top three and then defend it?
Okay, yeah. Money, jobs, and immigration. That's the three things.
All right,
for me.
Breaking news.
All right. Money, jobs, immigration.
If you want to win the next election, you need to give clear vision regarding money. I guess that's for the masses.
Money, jobs, and I have to break it down, though. I just can't tell you this.
And everybody expects immigration.
Immigration.
Okay, so money and jobs.
Money, jobs, immigration. That's
Right.
not. Now, I'm saying this to say to you, to make you to understand something. The PLP knows their audience. The country has become the PLP's audience. The PLP has not done a good task at being able to capture more than 40% of the masses with their campaign. They've done well with the campaign concept, but for some reason there is a large voting block of persons that are indifferent and that are not necessarily gearing towards them. And so they find victory with this 40%. Because more PLPs would always come out because they remember. I remember the struggle. I remember these things. My grandmother told me we wouldn't have no place to live if it wasn't for Lyndon Pinland. My God, Bradley Roberts gave me this house. Things like this. So the legacy that actually exists in a lot of these impoverished spaces is as a result directly from the PLP being able to access opportunities for these particular people. They are going to now build on that.
Are you
in the midst of building that.
Are you literally saying who wins the next election still has to employ some of the old tactics?
That's what I'm saying to you. And one of the taxes is money.
I hope people are going to call in and respond. I'd like to hear
the lines are wide open if they want to be able to call 827-827-0111. Money. Money ain't job. That's two different things. Money is instant gratification and instant access and opportunity. Money's come in the form of grants. They come in the form of contracts. They come in the form of scholarships. They come in the form of these particular opportunities that you can be able to get now, as opposed to being able to wait till later. So after you don't, it's not an exchange. It's an opportunity.
People have needs,
and the needs are now. Now you have to be responsible with when it comes.
Indeed.
I'm not saying to you wrap the money up in a T-shirt and slide it to someone. I'm not saying to you doing anything nefarious or something underhanded or whatnot. I'm saying to you entrepreneurialism needs to be fed.
Have you, while you're talking about this money factor, have you been in Eleuthera, Abaco, or Exuma
Not
in this last election cycle yet?
No.
Yeah. Well, there seems to be a boom happening in those three islands in particular. Grandma has promises still. I don't know.
Eleuthera.
I don't know if Grandma has had an actualized boom as yet.
Eleuthera, Abaco,
Eleuthera, Abaco, and Exuma. In Eleuthera in particular, I know some people who are really hurting bad and saying, man, the money has arrived. People are working. I don't even know if they attribute it to the political factor, but there are investments. There's built. My dad used to say, whenever construction is doing well, the masses are doing well.
Of course, because the construction people is the people who actually are part of the community directly.
Correct. And so, but I bring that up to say this: in those 3 islands in particular, the money situation may feel a little different for them now because people are working, so much so that a lot of New Providence dwellers have moved to these islands to get work. And I'm wondering if, like, what we feel here in New Providence may be counter-distinctive to what's happening, for example, in those 3 islands. Like we're not attacking the inner city as much as we should politically and economically in the city center being New Providence.
What you mean we're not attacking the inner city as much as we should?
Well, like we're letting it free fall. Because if we get tens of thousands of people...
You mean from a political leadership standpoint, they're not doing as much as they should?
Political... So let's say it's more socioeconomic because the lack of jobs. And then, well, I'm saying it just from the political standpoint.
Okay, so
now.
this is a strong conversation that we have, and I'm going to have to be able to sit back just a little taste for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hit you with a couple of things.
Good.
Jomo Campbell and Jamal Strawn. Jomo in Centerville, Jamal is in Nassau Village.
Mm-hmm.
They have created an environment where persons could be able to go to that they're calling a community center.
And they look beautiful.
They look absolutely gorgeous,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Nassau Village is already finished, and Centerville is at least 70% finished.
Mm-hmm.
I just passed it,
Yeah.
right? It's about 70% finished, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jomo says to me that he was hoping to be in there by December, so I don't know if they're still online.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these have always been sort of a thing for the communities throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
And for persons to be able to go into them, to do after school work, to do a little programs, to do this, to do that, there are a hub for empowerment
Mm-hmm.
that every constituency should have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, given the fact that things have changed around the country, those hubs for empowerment should afford opportunities to be able to understand financial literacy, right?
Yep.
Those hubs should be able to provide opportunity or even sublets for persons to be able to understand more about technology. So you learn how to be able to program a telephone. You could break down the phone. You could learn how to do this. You could learn how to do that. Learn about laptops. Learn about day trading. Learn about this. Learn about that. You could find ways that money is easily accessible online by being able to utilize these spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my point to you, these traditional elements need to be modified to be able to empower the next generation. There's nothing wrong with using these traditional elements, but there has to be that unveiling of a vision, not necessarily articulated, you know. You in your own constituency, you are the Prime Minister of North Africa. You don't have to say this to nobody. All you got to do is work.
But that's going to be key. And let me say this because for years of doing community service and going into schools, what's going to be critical with these community centers, I like the ideas. I like how they look. Very, very good. But quality managers in these facilities is going to be critical. People who are
Qualified.
qualified and who are morally safe, because we're going to make sure our children go in
That
there.
should be a part of the qualification.
Well, indeed. But some people overlook that. They look at academics.
No. You have to be qualified for
and
this particular position.
do no investigation on the history of this person.
Yeah, we don't want the pedophiles in there.
We don't want pedophiles in there. We want to make sure that they're safe when they go in there, and that is good management, not them in the back in the room somewhere by themselves while the children are doing foolishness out front, or creating opportunities for.
Yeah, so what we do
So-
is we give them a base salary and we tie their bonus as an incentive to these children performing in better ways in school and so forth and so
that
on.
the hours are structured.
Yeah.
Not that we just build it, finish it, beat on our chest. Oh, look what we did. No, let's make sure that it is.
If you could show an incremental increase when you go in school after you would have come to this particular program, and now you're doing better in school, you could bring that there, and I could be able to show that to my bosses or whoever is the head of the particular institute and say, hey, listen, 10 of my students who I've had all have increased in a grade, boom, 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 boom. Here's a bonus. Simple.
Yeah.
We could tie that into that and figure it out. Now, I'm simply saying that to you is that when we identify this, when we identify what Jomo's doing, what Jamal is doing in these particular areas, it may feel historically like something that we should have done for a long time. But the truth of the matter is that because the country is moving, there should be hubs that afford opportunities for adult education. People need to start to learn to read. There is sort of an expectation, going back to your top of the point, when you started to talk about being able to almost like a free-for-all, right, for the inner city and not being able to focus on that. You said from a socioeconomic standpoint, you can't empower the inner city without education. You got to give them education. You got to create a space for them to be able to be safe in, that they won't be ridiculed, that they know that this education, this information can lead to a real opportunity, because ain't nobody can waste their time. If I out here and I just working my guts off.
And the Minister of Education has recently, in her assessment of the last set of national exams, expressed great concern. And so I think when we're
but the great concern is that one of the major factors is that for your children to do well, as a parent, you have the responsibility of being able to read to them. The difficulty is that a lot of these particular persons who would have come out of school at a third grade reading level and have not necessarily practiced it over the years are unable to expose their vulnerable side to their children and say, I can't read.
This would be a good study for our university. Go into these schools and get your test sample and try to figure out, why are we hurting in the math subjects, in the biology subjects? Is it a situation where, for example, even is our immigration crisis having an impact on our educational results because of the language barrier? Are teachers not?
I think we've taken on the course of always being able to identify the issues that we have with some scientific, rudimentary, earth-based concept without being able to look at the spiritual element of this. The truth of the matter is that there is something that we had when we were younger that these children don't have. Now, people may call that, for instance, I used to have this car and big speakers in it. I never played when I passed in the church. This was a level of respect that I had, that I was taught, right? They would say stupid things, and maybe this was a part of superstition, but we always acknowledged a spiritual element and understood that there was a divine spirituality that existed in here, and we acknowledged and played to that.
Reverence for God.
And reverence for God.
And the people that were honoring
and worshiping. It was
and
reverence for
worshiping
church.
Him.
It was reverence for God. It
Yep.
was an understanding that we had to serve. It
Yep.
was an understanding of our responsibility in these particular capacities. The parents no longer teach their children anything to do with church. These children don't go to church.
No, they
Their
don't.
parents don't go to church.
I can say that from first-hand knowledge, because I've gone into a lot of schools.
And you just ask them, who goes to church?
And I've asked the question, who goes
No,
to church? And hands no longer go up.
Hands don't even go up.
Nope. And the few
children?
the few hands that do go up, I asked the question, what's the name of your pastor?
They don't know. You understand? So my point to you is that how can we, and this is not widespread throughout the entire country, because, your children just go to church, my children just go to church.
Of course.
You understand?
Of course.
But the fact of the matter is that there is a great population, and this is that grassroots. If you're going into the grassroots, if you're going into the inner city area, if you're going into these impoverished area, if you're going where persons are living at or below the poverty line in this country, there are some elements that they have rejected or ignored over the years. And one of those elements is spirituality. There is this sort of an influx, an idea that says Rastafarianism, right? Well, Rastas, you don't call it ism, ism, right? All right. Their desire to be able to be a Rasta is, hopefully that's better, right? Their desire to be able to find out gods in elsewhere, as opposed to the anchor that existed in this country prior. Now, going all the way, we traveled round and round that bush to say you can't educate someone if they don't see value within themselves. It don't make no sense. Given this is the proverbial throwing your pearls to swines.
Well, I think when I went to the study with the university, I was just trying to awaken them to the need to do study. However, what you're tying on to is, of course, the higher level of importance in terms of the church being reactivated in evangelism, and I wanted to say new streams of evangelism. However, many churches are not evangelizing at all.
You see how
And then the partnership with the parents, because there was a partnership between church and parents. The church did Sunday or Saturday according to your faith. However, the parents did every morning devotion, prayer, making sure that there was some level.
every night, every morning, you had to be able to
Yeah.
teach the children how to pray.
Yeah.
Why are we talking to God? What these particular things about? You hear my list. My list say money, jobs, immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Not because we are a dumb people. I say this.
Mm-hmm.
Not because we are a people who into things. This has been the conditioning of our society.
One of these times, when I come back, we need to do a show on, like, why does modernization have such a huge negative impact on faith? I literally asked that question to a professor when I was in university.
Because that's the times that we're in.
Yeah, but
If this is the time that they will be given over to a reprobate mind, if this is the time when man will be able to run after his own flesh, his own pleasures, his own desires, if this is the time when man identifies himself as God over supremacy, then they would always create an avenue to be able to reject faith and empower themselves in other areas.
Yeah.
I know you got to go.
yeah, but the translation is like the more we can supply our needs, so we feel, the less reliant we become upon God, and that is a high spiritual crime.
I like this conversation.
Yeah.
You take me into some places I want to be able to talk even further. Guys, let me take this quick commercial break. Ambassador has to be able to get to prayer.
Yeah.
I don't want y'all to say I'm trying to keep him in. Praise God. He can get to prayer, right? All right, Ambassador, you got to be able to join me some other time this week
Yeah.
and be able to do that. Guys, quick commercial break, and I'll be right back after this.
All my girlfriends out there, tell me what you think. Should you let a man drive you to drink? He stay out all night, come home all worn out, smelling just like perfume and lipstick on him out. Roll with the punches, make him think you sleep. Then he start the snoring, that's the time you creep. He could be a short man, ain't gonna be too loud. Make sure when he show up, he battery then charge. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When your man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. One day you got current, the next day you don't. Tired of the foolishness, man. I need something that will wait for me all the time. Get it? I know some people out there think I should hold my tongue, but why should you just sit back and let them treat you wrong? You asking for a chocolate, and every time it melts, get your own chocolate and feed it to yourself. 6 cents for the good news, 6 cents for the bad. When you had this good thing, didn't know just what you had. Don't let them have you waiting, cause you ain't no waiter. Y'all don't even stress out. Get a generator, get a backup generator. Something on the side, fit right in your pocket. Something you can hide. When your man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Flip the switch, girls. Feel the fire in your wire. Let it take you higher. This is my favorite part right here. Don't worry about the shock, cause that's the best part. He'll always make you rich every time he starts. Just keep him on standby, ready to kick in. Cause when your man see you smiling, he'll wonder where you've been. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When the man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. talking, something you can hide. When them and them joking, tell them see you later.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so very kindly for being able to hold on and hold on to your love. I appreciate you being able to jam with us as we do what we do when we do it, right? We went into depth of a good conversation, man, but the ambassador had to run, and I like what he's saying. But let's get into it. I'd like you to give me a call or give me a text or whatever the case may be. Somebody sent me, says, Howard, we're on TikTok, guys, so you can be able to see us on TikTok also. Pick me up on TikTok, pick me up on Facebook, pick me up on YouTube. You can be able to see me in all those places and being able to do something. And I think I just was able to kind of send out a sponsorship today, or sponsor an ad that goes all over Facebook. Make sure you like and share. Let me ask my producer if you can give me a graphic that says like and share, and we could be able to pop that thing up and let persons know, I want you to like and share, because it's important. It's important to us to be able to find a sense of consistency in what we're doing. Guys, you know that the conversations are going to get hotter and hotter when we get politicians coming in, when we get persons being able to come in and talk to us about what's happening in their constituency, what's happening in their spaces. We need your support and being able to get as much eyes as possible and contribution as possible, right? We're hoping by the end of this month that I can be able to get various phone lines. We just have to figure out how we can run it to the board. That's all. We're just going to figure out how we're going to do that. And we're going to make this thing work so I can take on various telephone calls and have those things taken care of. All right. I'm grateful to be here with you. Always happy to be jamming with you out here, and happy to be here in the land of the living. Now, what we were talking about, I just want to touch this, right? Also, I just want to be able to say before I go, the opportunities for advertisements still exist. I mean, I got to keep telling you that until you decide that, okay, let me spend my little $20 with Howard. Praise God, right? Yeah, opportunities for advertisements still exist. So I want you to be able to be a part of it. Don't fight me, right? Just call me, send me a little picture, send me your audio, send me this, send me that. We could be able to rotate it, and I can give you the founding opportunities to be able to do some stuff. Today is the 17th of September. So that means that we've been running now 13 days straight. 13 days straight. Right? So we're still fresh and fairly new. And we're still being able to find our footing to provide you with a sense of consistency in these areas. So don't fight us. Support us. Help us to be able to get to that as we continue to be able to build. This is not off the budget of nobody else. This is off Howard Grant budget. Amen. And so I need you to be able to help replenish that so we can be able to provide you with a sense of consistency and good commentary on a day-to-day basis. Now, let's talk about this. Now, when Ambassador left, one of the things that he was talking about is the three elements that I believe will be important in the next general election. And I said money, jobs, and immigration. And that's because of the conditioning of our society, not because these are elements that are extremely important to the world. Money, jobs, and immigration. The conditioning of our society. A society who has genuflected to the concept and idea of instant gratification. Yeah, they need that little thing now. They ain't got no time to wait for it. They need the little thing now. And as a result of that, that conditioning has placed them in this kind of a position where if you present a concept to them, they can't think beyond their needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs speak more specifically to this. And this is just Maslow being able to come up with this concept, right? Maslow hierarchy of needs. And so I'm going to send this to my producer so we can be able to put this up, and I can let you see exactly what this is. I can let you see what this is because a lot of persons don't necessarily understand what is happening out here. And I'm glad that we have an opportunity to be able to put visuals out there. But you're going to have a greater understanding of why people do what they do. If you can't feed your stomach, you're going to have difficulty in being able to do anything else. You have to be able to feed your stomach. Hold on. Where is he? Okay, so as the producer actually produces that and he puts it on camera, I'd like you to be able to walk with me. I don't believe that the Bahamian people are fooled. I don't believe the Bahamian people are superficial. I don't believe the Bahamian people are low lives. I don't. Some low lives exist out here. Let's just shoot straight, okay? But for the most part, I don't believe that this is who we are as a people. I don't believe that the Father has preserved us in the manner and the rich manner that He's done that, and being able to place us such in a beautiful environment without us being able to have something significant that we can be able to talk about. The conditioning of our environment is not our fault. The tribulation that we endured is not our fault. If you were born into abuse, it's not your fault. If you're born into an impoverished situation, it wasn't your fault. If you're born into struggle, it was not your fault. We made do, and we did the best that we can possibly do to find ourselves out of this situation. And being able to find ourselves out, recognizing the fact that we were segregated, recognizing the fact that we were separated, recognizing the fact that we needed to find our way up and out of this, there was a desire to be able to look for a liberator. Hence, calling Lyndon Pinlin Black Moses. Yeah. Because Black Moses would have liberated us from the proverbial Egyptian colonialists that kept us segregated and kept us from the Savoy Plaza. Yeah, because that's all you always remember. We couldn't go watch the movies. There's so much other things. We couldn't work in the bank as tellers. And when they touch your money, that was a major thing. You're ready to break everything down. Maslow hierarchy of needs show us something. Pop it on screen. Psychological needs, which is breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep. These are basic needs. These are needs for survival. If you don't have these things, you could never get to a point where you understand, which is the top. This is an ascension. So you start at the bottom and you work your way up to the tiers. You work your way up these tiers. It's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It starts with a psychological need. Breathing. You got to breathe to live. You got to eat to live. You got to drink to live. You got to be able to be inside to ensure that the elements outside don't take care of you. You got to be able to clothe your body. You got to be able to sleep. You need these basic elements to live. Now, once you can acquire those basic elements, now you can graduate to the next level. The next level is safety and security, which is health, employment, property, family, and social ability. Now, the issue in our country is that people teeter and continue to shift between step one, they get to step two, and they back to step one. Then they get to step two, and they back to step one. Now you could eat, you could drink, you got shelter, you're good, you're going off to get a job. In the job, now you got employment. You're trying to be able to get enough money so you could be able to buy a little piece of property. You're looking for a woman or you're looking for a man, getting yourself prepared. You want to be able to do some things and find yourself in a better position. Now you lose your job. Oh God, what's going to happen? You don't have the relationships in this country to be able to pull you back. Now you fall back to step one. You're looking for shelter. Put it back up again. You find yourself breathing, eating, you get to a good position, you fall back on your feet, you could be able to find yourself in the position, you move back up to health, and then you find yourself in employment, you're trying to be able to get your family, you've done all these particular things, you're looking to be able to get to the third tier, which is friendship, family, intimacy, and a sense of connection, which is community. And when you find yourself in that position, after you hit step 1, psychological needs, step 2, safety and security needs, step 3, love and belonging. Now, many women don't understand this, I can't get lovey-dovey and all these things like that if I'm unsure about the safety and security, especially for men, of my family and my well-being. This is the stereotypical concept and idea of a dissension in a decent first world society. But for us in the third world, we teeter between the psychological needs and the safety and security. We have not evolved. We have not climbed to a position collectively as a whole to love and belonging, which is friendship, family, intimacy, and a sense of connection. Now, I beg to differ, because the truth of the matter is this. I believe prior to this integration and neo-colonialist rule, this desire for ruleship, we had love and belonging. We knew who we were and whose we were beyond God. We knew that we belonged to each other. We knew that we needed to lean on each other and forge that sense of connection and relationship to ensure that the first 2 tiers are taken care of, that our psychological needs were taken care of, and that our safety and security was taken care of. We had those things down pat. Prior to 1973, this country had psychological needs covered, the blacks in this country, safety and security covered, and love and belonging covered. We struggle with this next one, which was self-esteem. The confidence, the achievement, the respect of others, and the need to be a unique individual. We struggle with that because we still knew that we were not looked at as a part of the whole. And with the introduction of independence, with the introduction of all those particular things, we find ourselves back to step 1, bang. The conditioning of our country has been able to say to us for a long time that we struggle with step 1, the psychological needs. We haven't even gotten to self-actualization. We struggle with psychological needs. And in struggling with psychological needs, we find ourselves in this position where we got to be able to take care of ourselves. Selfishness. We got to take care of ourselves. We don't want no bunch of children. We need to take care of ourselves. I don't have enough of me. You think I ain't got enough to feed nobody else. I didn't got enough of me. This is why jobs is going to play money is going to play a big deal in this, because that's the rhythm of the conditioning of our society. Money. The PLP didn't cost this. The FNM didn't cost this. These are the elements that are thrown at us by the world, by the conditioning out of the United States of America, by your insatiable desire, always salivating based upon the new Louis, the new Gucci, the new this, the new that, the new thing that comes out of America, the new car, the new truck, the new this, I need. And you salivate over things. And because of this conditioning, you need to access something for yourself. Money is a big factor in this next general election. And then the retention of those particular things, you need to find security, which is a job. Jobs will be extremely important. And after you secure that job for yourself, then you need to ensure that there's no external threats to being able to invade or take over this job. Immigration will be the third and final thing based upon the conversation that we had with Ambassador Devin Rowe. And if the PLP can ensure that they deal with those particular things, they will win the next general election. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know the approach that they're going to be able to take with being able to ensure that these things are taken care of. But I can say to you that these are 3 important elements that they do. I'm excited about it, guys. Tomorrow we're going to be able to have Konkole in the studio with us. He's going to be talking to us about World Cleanup Day. And after Konkole comes into the studio, well, I think he's going to be coming in at 1. So after he comes into the studio, we're going to be able to have a good conversation and talk about those things. But we're still going to be talking about these. Yeah, we didn't look at the paper today. You can be able to see the AAAWU and NASA Flight Services signed a $3.5 million industrial agreement. You can see Obi Roberts in there being able to pen that agreement. And you can be able to see the fossil fuels harm humans from the cradle to the grave. This is what reports are saying. And also, this is a peculiar report because we could be able to talk about this in the light of Borko and the potential of what Oban could have meant being able to come into the country. Also, the FNM demands answers over the Grand Bahama Airport. Pintard says, show us the deal, the contracts, and the financing sheets. These are the information that's coming out there. I want to see you guys tomorrow, man. Continue to be able to tune in with us. We want you to be able to like and share. TikTok, like and share. Let persons know where we are. Let persons know that we're jamming on a day-to-day basis. Guys, if you're still out there, I'm looking for a photojournalist. If you take pictures, I need one of those for the paper, right? I'm looking for a social media journalist. I'm looking for a journalist. So if you're a freelance journalist and you want to be able to write some stories, you got some great ideas, do that. I'm looking for artists. My children draw well, but I'd like to be able to have a Bahamian art piece in the back of the papers. I want to be able to do these things, guys. I want y'all to call me. Maybe you call me after the paper comes out. Who knows? I don't know. But let's get a part of this and be able to make some things happen. I want to thank you so much for being able to tune in with us today. We're going to see you tomorrow, God's Spirit Live, right here on The Foundation.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.